Hi, this is Frank Radis, and I'm at the Red Touch Media Experience in our continuing series on the future of content. And I'm with Russell Southwood of Balancing Act from Africa, specifically sub-Saharan Africa. Russell, tell me a little bit about Balancing Act.
Balancing Act is a consultancy and research company that focuses on telecoms, internet and broadcast in Africa, only in Africa, and we've been doing that for 13 years.
So there's recently been some studies out that talks about the growth potential for media in Africa and for digital media in Africa, I think in specifics. Talk to me a little bit about Africa and its growth potential.
I think a number of things are happening in Africa which will lead to growth. I think the first of these is that the continent is growing at a kind of macroeconomic level. So we've got, kind of countries that have economic growth levels of between 5 to 7%. Angola in particular, which has oil and is growing very, very rapidly. But then if you take it down into the industry itself, you're talking about the transition to digital broadcasting, which means that countries that might have only had 2 or 3 television channels, or indeed only 1 television channel, are now going over to the possibility of having upwards of 20 television channels. Obviously there's issues around whether there's going to be enough advertising to support those channels, but there is the beginning of a multi-channel future. Alongside that, you have the growth of cheap and effective bandwidth in some countries. I was in Rwanda last week, and one of the companies there, Liquid Telecom, is going to be offering a 4 megabit per second fibre to the home connection very shortly. So that's where it's going for a certain group of people. And so you've got internet content. So Alexa.com, which is a bit like ComScore, scores about 16 countries. The top 5 websites in each of those countries, amongst the top 5 is YouTube. And with the arrival of LTE 4G, and there's already 6 implementations in Africa, and I think there'll be about a dozen by the end of the year, video will really be something that makes content take off. The mobile is already a piece of media. People, if you look, we've done a piece of survey work recently for a client on feature phone users between 16 and 35, and they turn to the internet on their mobile almost as much as they would turn to TV and radio. So you're seeing a change in the pattern of media consumption.